And we are live. I'm so excited to be showing up here tonight on YouTube to share with you guys some really important strategies. Sometimes businesses will come to me and they're in a variety of places. Maybe they're on their journey to making their first six figures. Sometimes they're like, I'm a bootstrapping business, I'm a startup, and I can't really get any traction. Now, I don't know if you've ever worked with clients who had businesses that had a lot more demands, a lot more going on. AKA, we are talking specifically today about maybe seven figure, but mostly 8 to 10 figure companies, because as your company grows, the strategies that you're going to need to tap into are going to change as well. As you guys get here, say hello in the comments so I know who all is here. I'm excited to share this with you. I know that this is going to support not only business owners who are looking to grow through marketing, but also definitely those business owners who are looking to grow. So people who support clients in the 8 to 10 figure range, but also the business owners who are looking to grow. Now, I'm going to share with you guys some strategies that are a little bit different, because the truth is the demands on a business from 0 to 6 figures are different than the demands on a business as it scales from 6 to 7 figures. And then, of course, that drastically changes right around $1 to maybe $3 million. Businesses experience this drastic change in what they need to do in order to grow, aka things need to become significantly more leveraged. It's not just more hustle, more grind. Things have to become leveraged, very intentional. So I'm going to share with you guys 10 marketing strategies that 8 to 10 figure companies really need to be using for optimal growth. So I'm super excited. Let me know kind of where your business is at in the comments beneath this video, and let's dive on in. Number one, content repurposing with a strategy. Now, this is super important because many businesses that are successful have what is known as like the figurehead for their business, or the attractive character, a mascot, a hired face, right? It's pretty common for many different brands. But the truth is, you can't always be sitting there recording content, shooting content all of the time. You're ultimately going to need a lot more content for different social media platforms than your team's even going to necessarily have the time or the organization to handle. So one of the things that I really recommend is this process called Domino Content. Now, Domino Content is especially effective when you have a marketing team in place, whether it's 1 or 2 people, maybe it's 10, maybe you have a significant size marketing team. One of the most important things that you can do is establish what your domino content is going to be, and then ultimately have all of the rest of the content revolve around that. Now, I learned about this concept called the QBR from an amazing book by Mike Michalowicz, and that book is called Clockwork. Now, in Clockwork, there's this really great exercise. I think it's in chapter 2, where basically you take a bunch of Post-it notes and you write down all of the main roles that each person in the business is expected to fulfill. If there's someone at the front of the business who needs to create like the videos or the talking pieces, or their face is the visible person in front of the brand, they're obviously not always going to be available to create all of the content that you want in order to have that amazing omnipresence effect. Yet, you still want to be active on a lot of platforms, as your goal is to now scale with leverage. Now, domino content is the process of really stepping into what is the QBR, aka what type of content can our main person, the brain behind the vision of this business, or the voice of what this business is about, where are they going to create content? If they're going to be writing copy, then you're going to have to use copy as your intentional domino content piece, meaning all of the other content needs to come from that copy, whether it's blogs, emails, sales pages. If your domino content is brand photo shoots that you do every week or every month, then that is going to be your domino content piece. And all of the other content is going to be repurposed with a strategy natively for each platform. Now, I say that because a lot of brands and businesses, they'll take one piece of content that they created maybe for Instagram, and they'll try putting that across all platforms. And usually the terms that you hear marketers or brands say when they're trying to explain why content repurposing didn't work for them, they will say, I did the repurposing thing. I threw my content up on every single platform. no wonder it didn't get any results. Like, you have to be super intentional about it. Now, why I love starting with that domino content and recognizing what the domino piece is that the marketing team can then turn into an omnipresence content plan is it really reduces the pressure on either the CEO or the director of marketing or the attractive character at the front of your brand. So it's an amazing thing that gives you the ability to have omnipresence without just demanding more and more time from the person who's supposed to actually be the talking head behind all of that content. Number two, having a clear path to monetization. Companies do not need to be constantly pitching sales on social media. And in fact, it's one of the fastest ways to slow down your growth on any given platform is to be constantly pitching sales. That is not to be confused with don't have sales, don't have a clear path to monetization. But instead, one of the things that can be really powerful is to map out the entire marketing ecosystem before you create any content so that it is very clear exactly what the path to monetization either is or can be. So you don't want your TikTok account over here and your Instagram account over here in little silos or satellites that don't have much contact with your core offer. But instead, you have to intentionally create bridges. And we do this through the process called the marketing ecosystem. It's really powerful. It's a really effective way to stop just like throwing posts on Instagram and saying, why isn't this working? Why aren't we getting an increase in applications or leads or sales or whatever the KPIs are that your team is following? So you have to have an intentional path to monetization. I oftentimes will do this with lead magnets, ATM funnels, trainings, webinars. There are so many different ways that you can bridge people from social media ultimately to your core offer. And most of it is done through intentional nurturing and automations. About 50% of our sales don't actually come from the initial offer, but they come from the email nurturing on the back end of someone opting in. So it's really, really powerful. Number three, allow your clients and your customers a BTS, aka behind the scenes access. Consumers are really craving transparency. They want to see what is this brand, what is this company, what is their culture behind just the nice photo shoots and the things that look really nice. They want to know, what is it that I can expect from every person in this company, whether it is someone in customer service, maybe it's someone in they're going to call up and ask for some support, or a concierge or a sales offer. They're going to connect with a salesperson. You want them to have a similar experience, but they don't know what that experience is going to be if they don't have a transparent look at the behind the scenes of your business, what the culture is, what it is that you guys really stand for, what you believe in, and what things look like behind the photoshopped perfection that so many brands are desperate to always be showcasing. Number four, and this is big, this is a huge thing that I see a lot of 8 to 10 figure brands not doing that actually costs them a lot of growth. And that is that they continually hop around from strategy to strategy, hoping desperately, throwing spaghetti at a wall, hoping something will work. They'll go very wide across a whole bunch of different strategies instead of ever actually going deep and really focusing on, here's what we've got to do. We're going to focus on this. We're going to make this happen. We're going to make sure that we see ultimately the return from this. You can't go wide and expect to have great results. So I highly recommend investing into a rock solid strategy that your entire organization can go deep with and know, like, this is exactly the path that we're going to follow. This is something that we're excited about. We all back this, and we're going to be supporting the efforts towards implementing this strategy. Number five, this one is huge. Make your customers and your clients the stars of your brands. Yes, we're not just talking about UGC. We're talking about intentional testimonials. We're talking about making their transformation with your products or your services the star of all of your marketing. And it's a really powerful thing to do. See, here's the thing. People really don't care about what your brand's like mission statement is as much as they care about seeing themselves in your marketing. So by taking your dream clients and customers that you've worked with and making them a beautiful part of the storytelling behind the brands, it unlocks so much opportunity for others to say, hey, that person is a mom of three from Massachusetts. I can see myself in that story. Or, Josh is a dad of two. And if he was able to do this, oh, this is so awesome. I bet this would also support me. So really take the focus off of you and instead make the focus be your amazing clients and customers. You worked so hard to get them. So why not feature them in a part of your marketing? And yes, that sometimes will mean paying for their travel or paying for, huge gift baskets. Woo your past customers and clients ultimately to get them to the place where they're like, yes, of course, I want to star in your brand storytelling. A great resource for this, although this doesn't necessarily take you through the how, is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. It's an incredible book that explains that entire process of making your clients and your customers the heroes of the story. You don't want to be the hero. You want your customers to be the hero, and you want prospective customers to see those journeys and say, I want to be the hero of this story. I want to experience this as well. Okay, so we've gone through 5 of the 10 strategies. If any of these have really resonated with you, please feel free to share the number below. We're going to dive on into 5 more. And by the way, we are accepting just a few more clients in our agency. You can check out beneath this video in the link. There is an application for people or brands that are doing 7, 8, 9, 10 figures. If you are really looking for a rock solid strategy that generates revenue, but also creates a predictable set of expectations for your content. If you want your team to operate more effectively, if you want to see more progress towards a specific goal in your marketing, I want to invite you to apply to work directly with me and my team. That link is beneath this video, or go to rachelpeterson.com and there you'll see a link that says clients. Number 6, this is huge. Know which levers to pull for revenue generation. Hint, if I am saying this right now and you have no idea, there's a very good chance that you're not going to be able to predictably scale. You have to know what the path is. What is the path to monetization? But not only that, what is it that is yielding the greatest source of leverage in terms of growth towards revenue? You want to ask yourself that. If you don't know the answer, this would be a really good question to ask yourself, because that's exactly how you're going to be able to determine where do we want to double down? Where do we want to spend 10 times more of our energy, our resources, our focus as a team. So that is number 6. And let's dive on into number 7. Number 7 is let your customers decide. Whew, that's crazy. What speaks to them instead of a committee or a board. Now, this is tough because this one speaks directly to the battle that so many people, me included, that we all go through. And that battle is kind of fighting a little bit with ego. Ego tells us like, oh, I had a genius idea for a marketing campaign. It's going to be an absolute hit. I would love to say, you guys, that every idea I have for our business and our growth is a rock solid, like massive revenue driver. But the truth is, it's oftentimes the ones that I don't expect, the campaigns, the efforts, and the strategies that crush it. It's literally the one where we thought of it last minute and thought, what if we put this one together and tried it out to see how it works for size? And so the truth is, one of the best ways to determine what your best advertisements, your best marketing mechanisms are, is to let your customers and the results determine exactly what is working. Does that make sense? I know that sounds kind of funny, but sometimes people are like, we want an award for this. That's great, but that's not going to actually drive the bottom line, people. Number 8, and this one I am so passionate about because I see so many brands spending 5, 6, even 7 figures worth of advertisements and not knowing what the results are. If you are advertising in a magazine and you have no way of knowing if your customers found you through there, if you are advertising at the Super Bowl and you don't know what the return is going to be, or you're not able to track the spike in sales following it, or even worse, if you are directly spending for pay-per-click or for cost per impressions and you're not seeing revenue / opt-in / the path to monetization, turn all those ads off. Just turn them off. And I know that that's so crazy, but anything that isn't directly and just about immediately creating a return is worth turning off, because otherwise you can find yourself in a really bad situation very quickly. Believe it or not, but 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures worth of ad spend can really add up when it comes to like clutch moments where you have to make a powerful decision. So turn off advertisements, turn off marketing efforts that are producing nothing. Got it? Number 9, knowing your customers' true pain points is so much more than an ask campaign. It's about several different things. It's about knowing who your consumers are, but then we actually take all of our clients through this process, and we usually do it behind the scenes so they don't have to do the heavy lifting of what are those real pain points? What are people actively searching for? How are they asking for solutions? What do their questions look like and their pain points that they're expressing versus the real need for a solution that's underneath the surface? And this is a huge thing, because when you ask somebody what they actually need help with, or you do an ask campaign, people are going to give you uh, kind of the issues that they're going through on that day. They're not going to be thinking holistically. And one of the best things that you can do is start to identify what it is that they're not asking through predictive analysis. And number 10, this one is kind of controversial, but I'm happy to share this. And that is this: your clients and your customers don't really get that excited about your logo or your brand video, or even at times pictures of your products. Yet so many brands spend so much of their time on that portion of marketing. And so even though it's hard, I really want to strongly recommend that your marketing strategy is more than just look at us and how awesome we are. Are there outliers that works for? Sure. But not everybody is Apple or Tesla. And so the truth is, the less that you can make that journey for your customers and your clients about you and your brand, about the things that you think are so cool, the assets that you think are amazing, the more powerful your connection with your dream clients and customers can ultimately become. Give them something that they're excited about, that's shareable, that they want to tell everybody about, or that they're excited to try. And so I hope that this has served you guys well. I know that there's a lot in this video, so you may want to go back and take notes. Go ahead and comment below and let me know which of these strategies are the most directly impactful for you and your business right now. And of course, if you want to work directly with me and my team, we put an application directly in the bio beneath this video. We work with sometimes 7, but usually 8, 9, and 10-figure businesses. We consult, we come in, and we develop white glove strategies that honestly drive revenue, which of course is an awesome thing. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you don't yet do so, please subscribe to my channel, because I deliver marketing, social media, and business trainings every single week, multiple times a week. I will catch you guys later. Bye for now. Where's the end button? There we go. Okay, awesome. We got one.